Good morning. I'm Matt Schwartz, Chair of the Mayor's Healthy Hometown Worksite Wellness Committee, and I'm here with Yolanda Ray, who's with Rudd Equipment, and we just wrapped up our wellness conversation this morning with regard to smoking cessation, and wanted to take a couple of minutes and share some best practices. If you were not able to make it, we want to be able to share that with you here. So, Yolanda, if I could, I wanted to ask, give me a quick sense for what you guys do with regard to your smoking cessation program at Rudd.
Well, what we do is we offer resources, we offer support, and just overall engagement to let them know that, hey, this is our culture, and we want you to be a part of it.
And so what do you guys actually do in terms of the program itself? Like, how are you encouraging people to stop smoking?
Well, again, it's our culture. Everything that we say, from how we brand our items, offering them Chantix, from patches to online quizzes to resources in the newsletter. I mean, we constantly feed our workforce information, and all of our workforce, not just the smokers, because if it's not them, maybe a family member. So constantly feeding them information about not being a tobacco user.
So I know you'd also mentioned in the conversation that there's some financial incentives if you get people to the point of not smoking. How does that tie in?
Well, you can look at it as we reward those who don't use tobacco, or penalizing those who do, which we're fine with either way, because when you look at statistics, you're at high risk when you use tobacco. So it's unfair for someone who is doing all the right things to pay the same that someone who continues to smoke, don't want to quit smoking, so they pay more for their health insurance premiums.
So I know you also used an analogy about a pie during the conversation.
Yes.
Can you give me a sense for how that has played out for you?
Yeah, well, in annual meetings to just one-on-one conversations to short group sessions, even I talk about it in orientation. And I always tell people, hey, we have one pie. So we all determine how we want to slice the pie. And I slice it, give them a virtual slice, Christmas bonus, workers' comp premiums, health insurance, and how do you want the pie to be sliced, because we only have one. So if we're paying more for health insurance, because we are self-insured, we all have skin in the game, then that slice for the bonuses is less. That slice for across the board increase is less if we're putting more into our health insurance and workers' comp, because to us it goes hand in hand.
So now when you guys, I'll go back to the beginning, so when you guys started this program, you didn't have everything built out. What were the first step or two that you took to get this going?
First and foremost, we had senior leadership buy-in and communication. And we just started communicating. Even the president had written a letter to all of our employees and sent it home, because being a majority male force, we knew that their spouse would get the letter and read, oh, this is what Rudd Equipment's going to be doing. So it started out with buy-in from senior staff and a lot of communication.
So then you actually, so walk me through, because you all had a stair step. You didn't start off just with this full-fledged program. What was the beginning and what were the basics?
I put it like this to our new hires that's coming in. And again, being heavy equipment, I take it to the language that they are used to. And just looking at our construction equipment, I would say, hey, it started out like this. Excuse the mess. Just like with any renovation, you have stuff everywhere out of place, and that was the attitudes and the pushbacks, and that's what we dealt with, and it was just excuse the mess. And then from there, dealing with that, just a culture change of excusing the mess, we went to work in progress. So then that's when we started to layer different tiers, the floor, the walls, the roof, and we just took it to that language. This is a work in progress, and we have to get a great foundation before we can start putting up the walls. Then we're able now to see all the benefits of our renovation, of everyone putting, skin, in the game to make sure that this is a success, not just for Rudd and healthcare costs, but for them and their families.
Right. And so then you shared, the biggest thing I took away was you shared a couple of specific success stories. So how do you all use that? Because you said that was one of the ways that you feel like you really succeeded in growing the program is by using those success stories. So what do you all do?
Absolutely. Since it is part of our culture from day one, from New Heart orientation, no matter if they work in Clearfield, Pennsylvania, or Pittsburgh, or St. Louis, every employee now starts their first day at the corporate office. And the reason that we just started that within the year is because we want them to know the culture. So we share those testimonials in the culture, or in the New Heart orientation. We just give them a clear view of our wellness culture. And from that, it just kind of escalates. Then they take it back and say, hey, this is what we're doing in New Heart orientation. Then we put it in the newsletter. Then we send out just an email blast. So,
well, it was an impressive summary of what you guys do. So we really appreciate you taking the time to share that with this audience and also this morning. And so what I want to remind everybody of is that we are doing these every month, third Thursday of every month at Baptist East Milestone. So if we missed you this morning, we look forward to seeing you at the next event of the Mayor's Healthy Hometown Worksite Wellness Committee.